Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud Phoenix Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with acclaimed one-man indie rock band, Christopher Horror Ferreira. And he is not only an amazing, amazing artist, but he's just an amazing human. And he's got an album coming out, folks, September 21st. The album And the Fool's Rain. For more on Chris, you can read more about him right below this video. But in the meantime, here is my interview with the incredible Chris. Well, hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Oh, Chris, I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you. And I was talking with you off camera that I have been down the beer sleep rabbit hole these past few weeks, and happily so, because you're beyond a one-man indie rock band. Because even before I read your bio, I'm like, this guy has got so many musical interests. My first question is, the genres of music that you grew up listening to obviously have led you to this point as Christopher Horror Ferreira, aka Beer Sleep. I want to know who those influences were that led you to Beer Sleep, and how cool it must feel to get to a place where it's like, oh my God, this is my bliss.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, obviously, like some people, it started very young. So I even when I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, I was already listening to, I guess, stuff that would be considered different at the time, like Marilyn Manson, Nine Inch Nails, Korn, Limp Bizkit, stuff like that. I would try to look for, like, this was at a time when MTV still played videos and stuff. And yeah, basically, as I got a little older, I already kind of got bored of that stuff, and I was like, I need something more. I'm looking for something more intricate. And when I hit like around, so I started playing guitar very young, like maybe like 8 or 9. Uh, but it wasn't until I hit like 14 where I really started, like I realized, like, wait, there is other kinds of music out there. And I started listening to like black metal, like Cradle Filth, and Emperor, Mayhem, and stuff like that. And it just opened this whole world to me. And I was like, wow, like all this stuff on the radio and on TV is nothing. This is like 1% of what's actually out there. And that kind of really expanded my interest in guitar. And then that's when I was playing guitar like every day. And there was a point where I was playing guitar maybe 12 hours a day, and I never stopped. And then from there I expanded into everything. Then I started getting to the classic stuff like Led Zeppelin, Cream, Black Sabbath, Dio, and it just kind of went from there. And then eventually I got into like the Strokes and like indie rock and Interpol. And I just realized, like, you know what? I just want to make a bunch of different types of genres. So that's kind of like my lifelong goal for music, is to be known for, making multiple genres. Like, so I don't want to just be known for doing one thing. I want people to be like, hey, isn't that metal guy? But he's releasing a jazz album, but he's doing rock. And then, maybe he's doing some sort of soul. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm all over the place.
Well, Chris, you know what? You say you're all over the place, but actually you're not, because I love how unapologetic you are about the fact that there are different types of genres that you're not only interested in, but that through the vessel that is the artist, Chris, is an artist. You are a true artist, that you're not going to
Well,
be
thank you.
shackled by, oh, I got to stay in one lane because it's going to not be confusing for people. F that. I mean,
Yeah.
really, Chris, your talent is boundless. And when I'm listening to your stuff, I'm hearing everything, but it's still so singular. So anyway, that's just Will on his soapbox on 57th Street this morning. Um, but listen, I want to know, Chris, as well, where and how and when did you come up with the name Beer Sleep?
So ironically, it was during the lockdowns. And I don't want to talk too much about that because I feel like everybody's always on that topic. But it was just more like I was doing the horror stuff. At that point, I had done like maybe 11 or 12 albums or something for horror, and I was just like, let me finally. I have all this extra time. Let me finally work on, this indie project that I've been working on. And it kind of, the idea came from, I was doing this duo with this other guy, called The Screenplay, and we were playing live at like the Delancey and just like in Brooklyn and like in local spots in New York. You know, and then obviously the lockdowns happened and we weren't playing live anymore. And I was like, you know, it's kind of hard to jam together like this. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just make my own stuff. And you know, if we ever get back to playing live, I mean, it's totally fine. Like I'm still friends with the guy. Like we chill all the time. It's just a little harder to jam now, but we're working on some things still. It's just hard. You
Well,
know, the logistics are hard to figure out. But I came up with the name during the lockdown, and it was just because you know, I was thinking about like what's the type of sleep you get when you drink, and it's not normal sleep. It's like a different. It's not really restful sleep. It's not good sleep. It's just beer sleep.
it's
Like,
that big. Oh, and by the way, I love also it's like F, like, you know, what if it's even not beer? Say it's just
oh
alcohol.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just beer
exactly.
sleep.
Yeah, beer is just my nectar of choice, but it
No,
could
but
be
I
any.
love that it can be for any nectar. I love
Yeah.
that. So next time I have too many tequilas and I wake up, I'm like, I had a beer sleep. I
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
Well, it stuck with me. Listen, I want to talk about the new album that's coming out on September 21st, and the
Awesome.
Fool's Rain. So exciting for you. That's amazing. I want to
Thank you.
know how you came up with the concepts for it and what you're most looking forward about, you know, just releasing it.
Yes, for me it's interesting because I write music pretty fast. um, I'm more I guess jazz influenced in the sense that I don't really like to plan out my songs. So I don't really write the lyrics beforehand. I don't really make the lyrics or the riffs beforehand. I kind of just feel a certain way a certain day, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna record, and I just start making the riffs. So it's most of it's all improvised. So the concept kind of shapes after maybe halfway I'm through it. Um, I mean, you know, the title I guess gives some of it away, and the Fool's Rain. I mean, I just feel like maybe, you know, I think sometimes we accept people as leaders, and maybe we don't realize that they're maybe not as smart as or as qualified as we think they are. And I'm not naming names. I don't like to get political. I don't like to talk about any
All
of
I
that.
have to say, Chris, is God bless America. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, I was born and raised in New York City. I love it. I love living in this country, but you know, at the same time, I think that that goes with, you know, you know, where we have the opportunity to actually be dissatisfied with things here and talk about it and not be
Yep.
silenced. But yeah, I mean, the album, most of my stuff is actually more self-reflective than anything else. In the sense of, I think that, you know, if people just are more open to things in life and they learn to think for themselves and they, you know, they educate themselves, then there would be less of all this like misinformation and all this like craziness going on. But you know, I think that, you know, I think people like to try to blame things on like recent things, and I'm like, you know, humanity has always been this way. It's been like this since the beginning of time, the witch trials, whatever,
I know.
you
I think it's
know.
just blown up because of social media, but I think you
Yes.
bring up a really great point too. I think what you're doing so beautifully is that you're a vessel to thoughts and feelings, and you're putting it out there unapologetically, and just allowing people to feel how they might feel without saying, "Oh, you have to think left or right or
Yes.
MSNBC or Fox News or Trump or whatever." You're
Yeah.
just doing the thing and opening up conversation, which is what we need now more than ever.
Yes, exactly. So I leave it very open-ended. My lyrics are kind of like intentionally vague. They're very open to interpretation, and I don't usually tell people. I've had people in my friends, family, whatever, be like, "Oh, what is this song about? What does this mean?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You know, I don't want to.
But
What do you
that's what
think?"
makes a
Like,
great artist. Let the consumer decide. But listen,
yeah,
Chris, I could speak with you forever, but I'm just so excited for the time you took today, and I just want to let our
of course.
audience know for more on the incredible Chris. You can read more about him right below this video. Chris, God bless you, and thank you
Thank you
so much,
so
and good
much.
luck with the album, September 21st, everybody.
Thank you.
Everyone get All the Fool's Rain. Don't be a fool. All and the Fool's Rain. I was trying to be cute with that little branding thing, but I messed up. Oh well. God bless
Not a
you, Chris.
problem.
Thank
Thank you. I
you.
appreciate it.